Hello, uh, welcome students. So in this session, we'll be discussing one of the very important concept in our Bootstrap. So we are going to look into the three important classes. One is called as the container, then next is row and the column, right? So now let us start with what you mean by a container class. So container, so now we know that we can try to add Bootstrap in the previous session, how we are going to add the Bootstrap into our file. So now actually the name container class tells that whenever we are going to design any website, so whatever the tags or elements we are going to put, so we try to put that in a particular class called as a container class. So a container, these are used to pad the content inside them. So you will be having all the content or the tags what you are going to put. So you can put that wrap it in one particular pad, or you can give a pad which is called as a container, right? So now there are two container classes are available for us. The first one is called as dot container, and we have got a container fluid. So just try to understand that whenever we are working with our Bootstrap, all the classes what you are going to have here, like say container, container fluid, everything is already available in our Bootstrap file. So once we have given link to our Bootstrap file, we have to just use these particular files, classes. So container class, it provides us a responsive fixed width container. So you'll be having a fixed width container. When you say that container fluid, now it is a full width container. Now you can see down the difference between these two, as once you add a class container here, the content, the elements whatever you render it onto your web page, now it will be a fixed and it is centered to our page here. Now when you are going to use a fluid type container, now it captures the entire screen, so it is going to span the entire width of our actually the viewport. So if you are going to see, this is how it looks when you use the class container. Now it will be the center of our page, and it is 1140 pixel. The width of that will be automatically set to that. If you change it to a fluid, it will be 100% of our web page, right? So now these are the two important things. So now let us try to see all those things in a demo. So let us delete this, right? Let me select everything. So this is our new HTML class. I will add a boiler tag to this. So now we are going to start a container, right? So we'll add a class called as container. So we'll just create a div. Now we are given, you can see here, class is the container. Now this is the container class for us. So now let us try to see. Right now we'll just put one heading here, right? Hello, welcome. Now we'll try to execute this in our live server. So we'll go to our live server. We'll open the live server. Now you can see we'll reduce this window so that, okay, now this is what you are going to see. Now we are not able to see, since we have just put a div here, so we cannot see any changes. It is just like getting one heading you are putting in our web page. Now let me add some style to this. So now this is the general thing, right? So now what we told, even though you have added a class called as a container, but this class is defined in our Bootstrap, but you are not given link to our Bootstrap. So we will go to our head section. Now either if you have downloaded the Bootstrap, we will include, or we will be using our CDN class. So we will just use the link of our CDN. So now this is a link you are giving it to our CDN. So where you are going to insert your bootstrap min.css, right? This is the bootstrap min.css. Now it is a Bootstrap. Now you have seen here that already there is changes here as soon as you see. Now since you are given link to your Bootstrap, now this container class is working, but you are unable to see the effect. So right, what we'll do, we'll either go to a separate CSS. You can open a separate CSS file. See, like this, I have opened a separate style sheet.css, that is external CSS, or you can insert in your program itself, let us try to write it here itself. We'll add a CSS style to this container. So now what we will do, so we will go to this, just like how you are going to create an external CSS. Now we try to add here. So we'll try to give some border to this container because we want to see. So I will just give border. So let us say around 5 pixel, solid black, right? So I'll save this file. Now you can see that you got a border to our container. Now this is what it says. Now since the class is container, now you can see that this particular div which we have put this entire thing here, this div what we have put hello welcome, it is exactly in the center of our page. Now you can see here left and right exactly in the center. Even though if you increase your width of your page also, you can see, let me increase this. Now if you see here, now as I increase the browser size, this entire div is exactly in the center. So this is what the class container it is telling us. Even you can go to the inspect. I'll go to inspect. Now you can see this is the div, right? Now this is our div, and this entire it is coming into the our exactly 540 pixels. So it is exactly in the center. So now as we told, we have two types of containers. So one is called as a container, another one is container hyphen fluid. Now let us change this to container hyphen fluid and we will see what is the difference. So this was the container. I will just say hyphen id fluid. Now you can see here what is the changes as soon as I save this particular file you are going to have. Now as soon as I save this file, now you can see here it is trying to give. So now I'll add this. What I will do is that instead of that, now we will take this, I'll add another div so that you'll come to know. So this is one is, so I'll just change this. Now you can see this is the first one, container class you have used, and container fluid. Now for container fluid also I will put the border. Give some effect. So we'll use this border. So let us 3 pixel, solid. Let us change this color to red so that we can try to differentiate. You can see now the first one is the class container. This is the class container where you given black border, and the next one is container fluid. You can see container is exactly at the center of our page. When you go for fluid, it covers your entire page 100%. So it is going to cover your 100%. If you want to design a website where you want your content to be complete your 100%, so then you can use this container fluid. So these are the two important classes. As we told, container, it takes the page center and 1140 pixel. When you use container fluid, it will be 100%. And even we have got a third type of a container now, which says container with breakpoints. Now what is this container with breakpoints? So you have got some of the 5 classes here. Say for example, container hyphen sm. It is when you are targeting your small screen, right? So when you are using the container class with the breakpoints, this breakpoint is nothing but the maximum width. So like say here you are going to say hyphen, so sm. What this sm says, this is the container with the breakpoints. So in some authors, or they will say container, there are 3 type of a container: container class, container fluid class, and container with breakpoint. So breakpoint means hyphen sm. So you can see here this is the hyphen sm for small. So hyphen md, we define it for medium, for lg is for large, xl is for extra large, and xsl is greater. So that means what it says, when you say sm, now depending upon the screen size, that is the client or the customer on which type of screen size he is going to work, based on that by default this width will be set. Suppose say if you set container with a breakpoint as hyphen sm, and if you are using extra small devices which is the screen or the viewport is less than 576 pixel, it will range up to 100%, that is complete screen it is going to cover. When you are talking about extra large, like say that the second one, now right now we have changed it to SM, right? So I will just save this file. You can see here I will just give some border to this. Now you can see, now what we have done, we have given a breakpoint of smaller device. Now we will just go to inspect. We'll go to inspect to this. You can see here somewhere you will be having, yes, so click on this. Now you see that this is the smaller device, the responsiveness. We are making this as responsiveness also. So now if you increase the size of your devices, if you increase the size, so then it goes to the maximum size, and when you are going to decrease the device size, now it comes into that. Now there is you are not able to see that difference between both, because this was just the container, and the depending upon this resolution size. So now this with breakpoints is going to work. Now how it is working, so you can see this in this particular table. If you are using container -MD medium, so for devices which are greater than screen size which is greater than 768 pixels, so it will be around 720, the width will be there. Then if it is larger, then it will be 960. So like this, depending upon different width size, now you can try to use the third type of a container, which is called as the container with the break points. So that is, the break points is nothing but the maximum width. So how much maximum width you are going to set. Clear? So if your device is smaller or medium or large or extra large, so for that we have got different types of container classes are there. So this is a simple example which you have right now we have seen. So we have got the fluid container, just now we have seen. So container - fluid. And also another thing, when you are using these default containers of Bootstrap, by default the containers, every containers have 15 pixel left and right padding. So we will be having 15 pixel left side padding and right side padding, but there is no top and bottom padding. So you can see here. So let me just take only one class here. Okay, we'll go to this file. I'll close the inspect. So now we'll save this. Now this is our, right? So this is the, let me increase. Okay, now this is our container what we are having. Now you don't have the padding. So by default every container has got 15 pixel left and right padding, but top and bottom padding we don't have. Now if you want to give some padding, so then you can use some spacing utilities. So we have got some utility classes where the padding, margin, everything comes under our utility classes. So you can use those utility classes. How you are going to use? So by using this syntax, or what you can say, a class. So what you are going to say, class is equal to container pt hyphen some number we are going to give, how much pixel you want. So pt, it indicates padding, p means padding, t means top side. So you don't have top and bottom padding, but top you can try to give some padding. So let us try to give some padding to this. So let us say that. So now you can see here, so we will try to give some padding to this container by using this. So we are going to give some padding top side, let us say 5 pixel. Now you can see, as soon as you save, now this hello welcome has come down. That means you have given top padding you have tried to give. So it is more, let me just take 2 pixel here, will give the padding here. So now you are going to get, by default you don't have, when you are using these container classes, so you don't have top and bottom padding. So you can use these padding classes, like say padding at the top, similarly padding at the bottom. So you can try to put and you can try to use some padding. So this is how the container class we are going to use in our Bootstrap. Now why this container classes is everything is important. Now let us take a template of any website you want to design using Bootstrap. So why the main advantage of our Bootstrap, why it is very useful. So as we told that, now we are going to take look into another important class called as row class. Now if you take, this is the a template of our web page. So at the end of this session we will see how we can design this particular website template within no time using the Bootstrap. Now what we do, first we are going to take a class called as container. So everything is rendered inside our container. Whatever you want to design, it comes inside one particular container. Now in this, now we are going to take or define one particular class called as a row. So you can see here, now say that you have got some header section. So in this header section I can create one row. So then we have got another let us say a menu bar or navigation bar, you can have define another row. So then this will be the third row where some subheading is coming, and right side some menu bar you are going to get. Then you have got at the down another row which you can call it as a footer, right? This is how the designer. So we are going to look into the one important class is called as the row class, and we have got a column class. So first we will try to use the row class and we will try to see how we are going to do. So now this is the container what we have defined. So what we told, so we are going to start with a container class. Now in this container class, so let us save this. Now we have removed here. Now we will try to add a row, add a class called as a row. So now we have added a row here. So now I'll put some styling to this row. We'll have a border, let us say 3 pixel, solid red color will try to use. So now you can see you got one class called as the row. Let us say this is our row 1. So you got a row 1. So now first row you have created here. Now this row becomes even responsive also. Now as you increase or decrease the size of your page, now it will if you increase the size of your web pages or decrease that, this entire thing can go to inspect. Now you can see here. Now if you increase or decrease your page, so now it is responsive. It also shrinks and fits into that particular thing, right? Even when you are going to take, now you see, even though your device screen is very less like a mobile phone also, this entire thing is perfectly, it is fitting. But when your large screen is larger, then this entire thing container is in the center of your screen. Clear? So now you have created one row. So like this, now you can add another row. So one, I will add another row here. I will call this as row 2. Save it. Now you got another row. So like this, one by one row you can try to add. Similarly, now inside row, now you are going to add another class which is called as column. So now this call class, now this is our row class. Now you can see this is one row class. Now inside that, now we are trying to put a call class. Now call class, what it does, it equally, it divides your tag, div tag or the spam tag, whichever you are using, into equal classes. So you have a container, within container you will be having a row, and within that row now you will be defining a call class. Now we will try to look here. Now we will try to see that we have a row class here, right? This is our first row. Now these will have one, just now we'll have one class row. Okay, so this is our class row. Now inside this row, this was our first row. Now we will add a column class. So call, let us say this is column 1. Now I'll add another call class column 2. We'll save this. Now you can see you got 2 column inside our row. So you can see here our container border is black, row border we are given red. So we'll add call and we'll put a border so that it is clearly we can analyze this. So we'll give 2 pixel solid green. Now you can see you got a green color. So let me increase the width of our page. Now you have got container inside that row and you have put 2 column here. Clear? Now if you inspect this, so it is a responsive also. Now you can see this column 1 and column 2 class what you have added, it is equally, it is been splitted. So both these column classes are equally fitted in the our page. Now even if you try to reduce your content, now you can see here if your screen resolution is reducing, then also these 2 column classes are equally split. Clear? Now see, you can see even this so much small device with a width of 216 pixel, if you go also, the 2 column classes is equally split up into 2 things. Now say that another 2 column class also will try to add into this. Now what you are going to have? So we will, so already 2 classes, they column 1 and called 2. I will copy this. I will try to add another 2 classes. We'll call this as column 2, column 3 and column, sorry, okay, so we wanted to add 4 column class. We'll take emits help call dollar into 4. So now we'll have this as column 1 to 4. Now the 4 columns we have added here. Let us save this and we will check here. Now we got our 4 columns here. Now you just see when we try to reduce the device size, what is going to happen. Now all these 4 columns is of equal width. You can see here. Now when the screen is becoming very less, so what is happening is column drop is happening, and the content inside our column, when it starts overflowing, if the content inside our column, when it starts overflowing, then the last column drops happen. So that column comes into the next we can say in the next down it is going to drop. So that now this 4th one, now it is here, whereas these top three column is of equal width. So if it is larger, now you can see exactly 4 column is been set here. So like this, by using row and column, now you can try to have this particular effect, so later you can try to design. So these are the 2 important classes what we have seen. One is row class and the column class. Now always you have to note down there is a layout sequence. When you are designing a particular layout by using container, row and class, this is the sequence which you are supposed to follow. Inside the container we will be having a row, inside that we are going to have the column classes. So now this is very clear. So even you can try to add, say for example, we'll try to add more different type of rows and columns. You can try to add, and you can try to have different setup or lookup. So instead of column, let us say that we added a row here, right? Let us add 4 rows. We'll add row class. We'll take flower bracket, so $4 into 4. Now 4 rows we have added, row 1, row 2, row 3 and row 4. We'll just refresh this page, so we'll save this file. you can see here we added 4 rows we have added. Now inside the second row, right, inside the second row I want to add the column. Now you see that when you go to a website design, you want to design a website like this. Now you can see here in this row, now we want 2 parts here. Clear? You want 2 parts where you are having some subheading and you are going to have right side some menu like that. Now I can add some columns to my rows. So let us say that I will go to the second row, right? I will remove this second row now here. Now inside this second row I will add a call class dot, I will add a column class. So I'll call this as column 1. I will add another column class. I'll call this as column 2. Now first row is there, this is the second row. Inside second row I'm adding 2 columns. One is column 1 and the other one is column 2. Let us see. Now you can see here, now you have first row, in second row I got 2 columns here, right? So like this, in third row you can add the column. So wherever you want you can try to have, depending upon your layout, what type of layout you want and how you want your layout to be designed. Now based on that, now you are going to add your rows and columns. So this is the basic layout in which we are going to see. We have seen 3 important columns. Now even there is another one thing which is called as the breakpoint. Now we'll try to see this. Now what is this particular breakpoint, what you can try to achieve to give a break. So now we can just have, say this is the third row, right? So now inside our third row, now let us try to add some other columns, right? I will delete this. So dot column, let us add another 4 columns inside this. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now in this you can see here, inside our third row we have added 4 columns. Now you want to give, after 2 columns, let us say that you want to give one break. Now you have got a special class in Bootstrap. So what you are going to do is that just you will be adding w-100. No need to give anything. You add one class w-100. Now after 1 and 2 we have given this. You can see this is our, now you see that what is going to happen. So after this 1 and 2, now basically you know that call class, it divides all the columns equally into this particular row. Now if you use w-100, you are just giving one break here. Now you just check here carefully. As soon as I save this, what happens to call 3 and 4? You can see call 3 and 4 you are given a break here. So you are given after 1, 2, so you are given a break for call 3 and 4. Now you can try to give a break after call 3 also. Now here see 3 and 4. Usually what is going to happen is that these 3 and 4, it should come in the same row, equally it should be divided, but you are going to create some break here. So depending upon our layout, how you want to design, in that particular fashion we are going to do all this layout by using these 3 important classes, that is container class, row class and the column class. Clear? So this is the topic, this is the 3 important thing what you have seen. So in the next class or in the next session we will be looking into another important which is called as a grid system. So how we are going to use this particular grid system in our, by using Bootstrap.